Welcome to McFadden Electronics. My name is Taramps McFadden, and today I am going to answer a question that I see asked so much on Facebook that if I had a dime for every time somebody posted this question, whether on their own personal page or one of the car audio groups, I'd have enough money to finish my build and donate to finish somebody else's build that's accounting for 2021 wood prices. So, first and foremost, the Smart Series amp, we're not going to discuss this today. This is not the topic at hand. People don't ask about it as much as far as the comparison goes. Another amp we're not going to be discussing today is the HD Series amps. Plain and simple, HD Series should be ran on your mids or your highs. Don't buy it for bass. If you want to buy something to put on your subwoofers, go MD or go bass series. Now, I understand I do have a bass 12K here and an MD 8K here. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to just imagine these are the same power output amps. So MD 3K, bass 3K, MD 5K, bass 5K, MD 8K, bass 8K, whatever. Whichever applies to you more is what I want you guys to focus on. So first and foremost, what's the difference between the MD series and the bass series? First thing you're going to notice when you go to shop for either of these, regardless of where you're getting from, is the bass series amps will have a higher price tag than their equal powered MD counterparts. The exception to that would be used. Obviously, at Taramps, we can't dictate the prices of the amps on the used market. Whatever somebody feels like selling their amp for is what they're going to sell it for. Shop around, figure out what the amp should go for used if you are shopping used. I prefer to get my stuff new, but if you do get it used or you do get it and it's messed up or whatever, we have Mark Kennedy out in North Carolina. We have Kevin Kruger here in Michigan, and we also have Shane down in Florida. All are great repair technicians who are authorized to work on Taramps amps, and they will get you back and banging ASAP. Okay, second thing, which one should I get? Well, that depends on what you're looking for. So if you're going to wire 1 ohm or higher, the MD series amps is the way to go. I would not advise wiring below 1 ohm. Probably 0.7 is about the lowest I would go. If you need to go any lower than 0.7, go with a bass series amp. Now, speaking not as a Taramps salesperson, but as somebody who runs the brand, because I don't just sell this stuff. I use it every day in my vehicles. My vehicle, my old lady's vehicle, Taramps. We do have people running these at half ohm. These are people who have very stout electrical, and these are people who monitor everything meticulously to make sure nothing is out of whack, nothing is doing what it shouldn't do. Everything is clean, crisp, precise. If you do not know what you're doing, but want to run half ohm, get a bass. Just get a bass, wire that half, be done. If you have a little bit more experience, okay. Again, with the Taramps hat on, I don't advise it. With the Taramps hat off, it's doable. Next is power output. Which one will give you more power? Well, here's the thing. This amp is rated 8,000 watts at 12 volts or 12.8 volts. The bass series, if this was a bass 8K to coincide with this MD 8K, this would be rated, well, even though it's 12K, it's still rated, same voltage. But if this was the bass 8K, it would be rated 8,000 watts at 14.4 volts. What this means is this will give you rated at 12 volts. Once you get over that 12 volts, you're getting more than what what it says on the heat sink. This, not so much. If you're running lithium and you're charging at, say, 16 volts or whatever, then yeah, you'll end up getting more power from the bass series amps. Speaking of higher charging voltage, that's the next thing. the maximum voltage you want to go on your MD series amps is about 16. You could probably do 16.1, 16.2 on a cold start. Ease into it, kind of knock it down a little bit. But 16 is about the highest I would comfortably run it. I wouldn't go any higher than 16.4. At 16.4, you need to, leave your lights on with the car off or something. Try to get it down, whatever it takes. Just 16 volts is the max I would do for this. The Bass series, however, it's 17 volts. So again, how 16.1, 16.2 is about the highest you would want to go. As a cold start on the MD series, 17.1 to 17.2 is about the highest you would want to do on the Bass series. Try to avoid going any higher than that. Again, just like with the MD, 17.4 is about the absolute highest I would let this amp see. Now, there is a tiny bit of a trade-off, and that is that if you're going to be running this at solid 17 volts, I wouldn't run it at half ohm. Do one or the other. Half ohm or 17 volts. Not both. The lower your voltage, the lower you can go on the ohm load. Same thing with this. For the people who are running them at half ohm, they're not running them at 16 volts, at least not that I know of. Again, I wouldn't advise running this at half ohm. If you need to go half ohm, go bass. Next question, sound quality. Okay, if you hear anyone say, well, Taramps puts out dirty power, well, that person is an idiot. How do we know that person is an idiot? Simple. There's a very, very, very intelligent person in the car audio community by the name of Tony DeMore. You've probably heard him. You've probably seen a lot of his products. They say DeMore Engineering on them, or SMD. Any of you who've seen any of Steve Mead's videos, you've seen SMD products. Those typically are made by Tony DeMore, such as the DD1, the Amp Dyno. All of these things are made by him. The Amp Dyno, the big giant black thing for Amp Test Tuesday. Jones Subwoofer Solutions does videos with that. There's Ryan Blankenship, I believe is his last name. He does Budget Gym or Budget Bus. All of these YouTubers use the Amp Dyno, which was designed by Tony DeMore. There's two settings on there for testing on an amp: certified and uncertified. One of them goes up to, 1% THD, and the other one goes up to clipping. If Taramps put out dirty power, they would not be able to register on the Amp Dyno under certified runs at all, because that would invalidate the whole up to 1% THD thing. So anything below the 1% THD, it's going to read into certified tests. Guess what? All Taramps read in the certified test. The HD one looked kind of funny the way it was running, but the MD and the Bass worked perfectly fine, and that's regardless of who was testing it. So they don't put out dirty power. There's a lot of idiots out here with dirty information. That's what's getting put out there. Next, sound quality. Now, typically, if you just want world-shaking bass, go MD. MD will give you all the power you need, as we discussed earlier. If you're looking for sound quality, go with the Bass series amps. Yes, the Bass series will give you less power. But here's the thing. Because this is a full-range amp, it can be used on subs, mids, highs, mid-bass, whatever. The high-pass and the low-pass filter on it are a little bit finicky. Typically, the way you would want to run these on subs is everything turned all the way down except for the gain. The gain you still want to set like you would with a normal amp. The Bass series is just like any other amp you would stick on your sub that's made in Korea. And that is, you can adjust the high pass and low pass to put out where you need it or want it, based on what you're looking to get out of your subs or your box tuning, whatever. I prefer the sound of the Bass series amps. But if you're if you're looking for raw output power, MD. If you're looking to chase numbers on a meter, MD. On my Grand Marquise, it's walled. It's B-pillar walled. So my subs sit right here behind my head. So bass series. If I did a C-pillar wall, I'd probably be willing to lean more towards the MD series. Or if I'm just looking to throw something together, see how it works out, MD series. If I was to take, say, my 4 XSV2s and run them on 4 amps, 4 MD 8Ks would cost me less money than 4 bass 8Ks. So do that, 4 8Ks, the MDs. Okay, I like this. Then what I could do from there is I can pull the 4 MD 8Ks, put in 4 bass 8Ks to get the better sound quality. And then I could take the MD series amps and put, say, one on my driver's side mids, one on my passenger side mids, a third one on my highs, and then a fourth one on if I did a stunt wall or something like that. And then, so I'd have my MD series amps on my mids and highs, and it'll sound beautiful. I know I said it wouldn't sound as good in the bass series or on subwoofers, but once you start playing the higher frequencies on your mids and highs, it picks up. It really does. It's weird. I'm not the engineer. I just hook the stuff up and listen to it and play it and test it out and meet other people who do the same. But then, like I said, then I could run a bass 8K to each of my 4 XSV2s. If that was the plan. That pretty much sums it up. Everything else is all the same across the board. The clip indicators are the same. The wire inputs are the same. The wire outputs are the same across the board. MD and bass 3K, MD and bass 5K, MD and bass 8K. Once you get to higher powers, however, that's another variance we have, which is the MD series goes up to the 12K, but only in a half ohm version. So half ohm, it's not like you wire that 1 ohm and you're getting your 12K. You wire that half ohm and you get more power. The half ohm is its nominal rating. So if you take, say, bass 12K and the MD 12K half ohm version, you run them both at 1 ohm, you're going to get more power out of the bass 12K. You run them both at half ohm, you're going to get more power out of the bass 12K. But then, of course, wiring below that half ohm would be the same as wiring this below 1 ohm. Other than that, that's pretty much it. This should answer the questions that you guys see posted every single day. So hopefully we can get this video shared in all of the groups. And every time somebody says, what's the difference between the HD series and the MD series, or HD, wow, people do ask that. Every time someone says, hey, what's the difference between the MD series and the bass series, just share this video to them. You don't have to type anything, just share this video. All right. Any questions? You can contact me on Facebook. You can join the Taramps USA Facebook page, and you can also follow me both on Facebook and on YouTube. On Facebook, it's McFadden Electronics, and on YouTube, it's Master T Killer. All right, that's all. Signing out.